Notes. Boom, boom. Hi. Today I'd like to talk about children should not play violent video games. Imagine a 9-year-old sitting there, or even some as young as 6, yelling at the TV for no reason, headsets covering their ears and their hair pushed in by the middle of the headphones, just screaming at the TV. You don't even know what they're yelling. It's just nonsense coming from their mouth. You look at it, and all you see on the screen is cartoon characters and bright flashing lights. Like, we have no idea what's happening. Yet all you know is this kid is angry. Worrisome, no? Now, this is unfortunately a big issue, seeing as how popular Fortnite is, Minecraft, Roblox, Call of Duty. Kids are exposed to so much through the forms of culture or the social media, as well as just media in general. TV, movies, ads that pop up on the phone, even the radio will have game ads on it now. And they're immersed in this idea that they can become something big if they get good enough at gaming. Now, that is true. Look at streamers, look at League of Legends players such as Faker, who's very popular and well known in Korea. But they have to dedicate hours to this. Hours as in 4 to 8 a day to really get the nitty gritty of gaming down. And as a child, that's going to affect their mental and physical health in certain ways. Mental, there were some studies done by NCBI, which is the National Library of Medical, something I know, NCBI to that, doesn't make sense, but they did a study that showed 2 hours of violent video games for a kid in their daily. By the time they reached 12, there were higher levels of depressive symptoms for them. Another study, which was done by Uni of Rochester Medical Center, they went over the brain scans of a wide pool, 6,143 members, and it was over 4 years, this study. They found that their participants had a higher range of physical aggression, like they just were easily triggered, depressive states, again. Additionally, they found that they had issues with the reward part of their brain. So their dopamine and all that was out of whack. Unless the reward was intertwined with gaming, they wouldn't have the same amount of chemical balance that would be achieved. Another point I want to bring up, rather, a question is, how much of the world now do you believe is either connected digitally or has a device within their home? Now it's more than likely every household in the US outside of the more impoverished, I would say. By a study actually showed that in 2008, 97% of homes had some type of console. Though that was a Wikipedia source, so we're not sure how exact that is. I strayed from my original point, but I would just like to bring back to this. Violent video games result in children that are going through their formative years developing bad habits lack of being able to sleep properly, like easily aggravated, leading to aggression heavily, and quite possibly what could be the worst part, they can't socialize in the same manner that they would if they weren't addicted to gaming. Like, I remember when I was a child, my main way of socializing would be to actually get out and talk with people, go to the park. Now, they might go to the park, but they're more than likely playing Pokemon Go. So again, kids shouldn't play violent video games. It ruins them in so many different manners, physically with their chemical balance, mentally with depressive states, and studiously as well, which I meant to bring up earlier, because they are less focused in school looking for their next fix. Right. I also had some visual aids for this, some graphs that I wanted to mention. I didn't get time to do it, I overextended, but all right.